So now that we know what each of these types of numbers represents, we would put it in a visual representation, which is this Venn diagram. So as you see, we have rational numbers. Remember, rational numbers are any numbers that can be written as a ratio, a terminating decimal, or repeating decimal. We have integers. So keep in mind that integers would have to be able to be placed on a number line as a counting number. So positive or negative counting numbers. And then finally we have whole numbers, which are counting numbers including 0. So go ahead and pause the video now, and you are going to place all of these numbers in your notes on the bottom part, writing rational numbers, integers, and whole numbers here in the parts where they belong. So pause the video and place the numbers where you think they go now. So we're going to check where you put the videos. Make sure you pause the video and already put these numbers. We're going to start with negative 12. Negative 12 is a rational number, but more specifically, it is an integer. It is a negative counting number. 20 divided by 2 is definitely a ratio, but I also know that 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10. And so 20 over 2 is going to go in integers, but it's positive, so it's going to go in whole numbers. So 20 over 2 simplifies to 10. Finally, over here we have negative 1/3. Negative 1/3 is definitely a ratio. It cannot go in integers because it does not simplify into a whole number. Negative 5 would be an integer. 12.75 is a decimal, so it is an irrational number. 40 over 3 would not simplify to a complete whole number, so it's a ratio, a rational number. 1001 is a whole number. -1 and 1 repeating. That and 1 repeating makes it a rational number. And then -16 over 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So this is a negative whole number, so it's going to go in integers. So there we go. So what's important to note here is that you're noticing that whole numbers in the middle here, 10 is a whole number, but it could also be considered an integer. So just like you are in Miss Nicholas's class, but you could also be considered in Northbrook Middle School, 10 is a whole number, but it could also be considered a rational number. So just like you're in Northbrook Middle School in Miss Nicholas's class, you are still a student in Spring Branch ISD. So that's like that first line. So the most specific name for 10 would be whole number, but it is also an integer and a rational number. So go ahead and move on to the next question.